Is the following cool or creepy? A new Microsoft patent turns dead people into AI chatbots. What could possibly go wrong?
It's sadistic.
Well, think about this for a minute. And I was just thinking about this.
Does it cost money and how much?
It always costs money.
Are you monetizing
Yes.
on people's feelings?
Yes. Let's be blunt. Yes, exactly.
And are you presenting something that's real in any...
Okay, first of all, Star Trek, the holodeck, okay? Holograms of dead people performing songs. Natalie Cole with her late dad.
Kanye West did it with Robert Kardashian for the Kardashians' birthday.
And didn't they do something with Michael Jackson like that a few years back?
Yeah, and Tupac.
Which is weird. So the question is it creepy or not? But I need to say this, full disclosure, because, and I quote, General Manager Tim O'Brien, General Manager of AI programs at Microsoft, confirmed on Twitter, and I quote, that there's no plan for this.
We're just patenting it. Might as well.
But you know what? Companies patent weird stuff all the time, and we've talked about it. Some of it never, ever sees the light of day. But I got to ask you, have you ever seen this show, Black Mirror?
It's funny. I've seen the show, and
I've never have.
This episode's on my list.
Okay.
Oh, I'm kind of mad. I just clicked this morning. I'm like, I should have watched this last night. I know.
What can we say?
I know.
Now, in fairness, Microsoft filed the patent 4 years ago, but it was granted this month, and people are talking about it. So, of course, we are. I don't know, but here's another thing: a Mexican beer company. I'm sorry,
that was wrong.
Yeah.
Sick. Same with movies that are trying to do it.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, and do the families get paid what the actor would get paid? Could this replace actors in some sort of future?
In this one commercial where they used AI to resurrect a legendary Spanish singer to sell beer. But her daughters were involved with it.
Oh, I thought I saw something where it said her family some of her family was upset.
Well, no. Actually, quote...
But they said it was realistic.
One thing they all agreed on was the deep fake was an impressively realistic recreation of the lady. Now, they said others were quick to condemn the campaign for putting words in her mouth that she didn't say.
Yeah.
Just to market beer. So to answer your early questions, yes, and yes. Because, the question, where do you draw the... deep fakes is scary.
Who do you pay? How do you get rights to it?
Okay, well, that also gets in. Are you as an individual copyrightable? Is your likeness? Is your speech? Is your thoughts? Can you copyright any of that? I'm sure
a corporation's a person, so why can I not be a...
Well, think about this. Elvis, Graceland, Michael Jackson. These organizations are still generating royalties long after the performer has died.
The family gets them, right?
I don't know how that's set up. I'm not going to go there because I'm not really sure how that's set up. But whatever was set up is doing that. But, to the individual person, do you have protections after you're dead? Let's start there. You may have some protections to your likeness, to your handwriting, to your voice, but now we got to ask all these crazy questions that you would have never thought about. And then it used to be once you were gone, you were gone. Now, not so much. And here's the bigger thing. Who owns your likeness, your voice, and everything, the recordings and all that after you're gone? Do they have the right to sell them? Do they have to be direct family? Can you monetize it in death? Like, for example, if you have a spouse that, for whatever reason, is okay with monetizing certain, your voice, your likeness, whatever, for a check. I don't know, folks. What do you think? Is that cool or is that creepy? I don't know. Feel free to send us an email, share us your thoughts. talk@roadworthydrive.net. I would like to know what you think about this.
I would too.
Because this is the tip of the iceberg. Because if you're doing this, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? And could this bleed into transportation? Yeah, you betcha. Sure can. In a lot of different ways, both ways that you can think about and, as usual, ways you would never imagine. An autonomous car with marketplace, which is what they're talking about, where you have the vehicle as the free service, but you got ads. How precise are they going to do the ads? Do they conjure up knowing who you are because, big data, conjure up somebody you know to sell you something?
Son, buy this
where do you
shirt.
I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but honestly, this is kicking that door open.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line?
Hey, buddy, remember we went to that one thing that one time and you wanted to get that shirt?
Where do you draw the line? I mean, yes, I know
funny.
You're being facetious.
Yeah, no, I know.
But it's scaring me
Yeah.
because I can see that.
Man, I want to go to this concert so bad. Here's tickets at ticketpalace.com.
Yeah. Because maybe a family member or a spouse of a family member sold that likeness or licensed it or
There's nothing
whatever.
more than I'd love for you, son, to go on this vacation. Visit ticketthing.com.
Again, none of this is regulated, though. None of it's regulated. I mean, privacy, whatever. I mean, big data, we've talked about.
They already listen. Yeah, the fact they can listen to you and.
We've talked about privacy. We've talked about security. We've talked about the lack of consumer protections in the United States of America for the average U.S. citizen.
Yep.
Which transcends their vehicle. And we've reported on it time after time after time. This is another, if you will, brick in the wall of, how far, because it starts with a little nudge.
Yep.
Oh, that's not so bad. Oh, it's a hologram. That's not so bad. And you nudge. And you nudge, and it compile, and you nudge, and there's deep fakes, and you nudge. Soon, you're in a whole different place you never imagined. And this is just big data doing stuff for financial gain. What about all the nefarious things that can go on? Bad actors who decide to manipulate stuff to defraud people.
Yeah.
This is as scary as it gets, and it doesn't get better. Which is another case where you and I are in total agreement where we need, at the very least, some federal guidelines, if not federal laws, about what you can and cannot do. And in this case, this is one for the Supreme Court. How much of who you are, what you are, your voice, your actions, everything that makes you you, how much of that is really yours? And how much of that do you have a right to keep? And do you have a right to monetize it? Should anybody have the right to monetize it? And I'm not talking about performers. I'm talking about everyday citizens.
They'll be like, well, we're all made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So, and those are all come from the ground. So, no.
But
sorry.
Yeah, but you know what? As facetious as that sounds, we may just get to that point.
This is RoadWorthy Drive.